If you are over 60 and you take your coffee black, you might be letting the single most important biological opportunity of your day slip right through your fingers. We used to think that keeping coffee pure was the healthiest choice. But for a senior metabolism, that isn't always true. In fact, drinking an empty cup might be a wasted vehicle, because after 60, your body enters a silent state of resistance, fighting to hold on to muscle, battling inflammation, and struggling to stabilize energy. And it turns out, your morning cup is the perfect delivery system to reverse that, but only if you know exactly what to put in it. Most people get this wrong. They add empty calories that spike inflammation. But today, I'm going to show you the specific science-backed additions that turn that ordinary cup into powerful medicine for your muscles and your longevity. And the first one changes everything about how your body builds strength. You see, for most of my life, I just saw coffee as a wake-up call. Maybe you're the same. But in my practice with older adults, I've come to see that morning cup as something far more valuable. I see it as a transporter. Here's the reality we face after 60. We enter a phase called anabolic resistance. It is a medical term that simply means your muscles have stopped listening to you. You can eat the same food you did in your 40s, but your body refuses to turn it into strength. That is why you can feel weaker, even if you are eating well. Your body's construction crew has gone on strike, but coffee is unique. It acts as a stimulant for your circulation. It wakes up your blood vessels. And if we attach the right fuel to that morning train, we can smuggle the medicine right past your body's defenses and force those muscles to wake up. And the most critical tool for your independence isn't a vitamin. It is a specific type of protein that flips the growth switch back on. It starts with a common misconception. Many of us see those big tubs of protein powder and think, that's for bodybuilders, not for me. But the research actually suggests the opposite. That powder might be even more important for a 70-year-old than it is for a 20-year-old. Here is why. Remember that strike your body goes on? It turns out regular food often isn't loud enough to break it. You can eat a piece of chicken, and your aging muscles might just ignore it. But there is one specific nutrient that yells loud enough to be heard. It is called whey protein, and specifically, an amino acid inside it called leucine. Think of leucine as the ignition key for your car. Without it, you can have a full tank of gas, plenty of calories, but the engine just won't start. You won't build muscle. Whey delivers a high concentration of that key. I remember a patient named Helen, 67. She was active, but she admitted to me that simple things like carrying a laundry basket up the stairs were starting to feel dangerously heavy. She noticed her arms were looking thinner, even though her weight hadn't changed. That is classic silent muscle loss. We made one change. She started stirring a scoop of unflavored whey isolate into her morning coffee. She was worried it would taste like chalk, but it dissolved right in. The results were not immediate, but they were profound. Within 2 months, the laundry basket didn't feel heavy anymore. Her legs felt steadier on the stairs. And a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition backs this up. It showed that seniors supplementing with this specific protein gained significantly more lean muscle than those who didn't. It wasn't magic. It was simply giving her body the one signal it had stopped making on its own. Now, a quick note on how to do this, because digestion changes as we get older. Look for Whey Protein Isolate or hydrolyzed whey. These are filtered to remove the lactose, so they are much gentler on your stomach. Just 1 scoop, whisked into your coffee, can protect your independence for the next decade. But rebuilding muscle is only half the battle. Because you can have strong muscles, but if your joints are too stiff to move them, that strength remains trapped. And that brings us to the next ingredient, a golden spice that acts like rust remover for your joints. Now, having strong muscles is vital, but muscles pull on joints. And if those joints are inflamed, your body will naturally limit your movement to protect you. It's a biological brake pedal. That brings us to the most powerful anti-inflammatory tool in our kitchen, turmeric. You have probably heard of it. It's that golden spice. But there is a massive catch that most people miss. If you just spoon turmeric into your coffee, you are wasting your time. Your body struggles to absorb it. But if you add just a tiny pinch of black pepper, the absorption skyrockets by 2,000%. It works like a key unlocking a door. The pepper allows the active compound, curcumin, to pass into your bloodstream, where it acts like a natural rust remover for your stiff knees and hips. I had a patient, Satoshi, 73. He had given up gardening because kneeling was just too painful. We added this golden mix to his morning routine. It took a few weeks, but eventually the rust began to clear, and he was back in the soil. So we have muscle fuel and we have joint protection. But what about the glue that holds it all together? That is collagen. Think of your body like a house. As we age, the mortar between the bricks starts to crumble. That is why our skin sags and our tendons get stiff. Collagen is simply putting fresh mortar back between the bricks. It dissolves instantly in hot coffee. You won't even taste it, but your knees will feel the difference. And finally, we need to talk about energy, because none of this matters if you are too tired to get out of the chair. There are two hidden gems you can rotate in. First is cinnamon, not for the flavor, but for your blood sugar. Unstable blood sugar is what causes that mid-afternoon crash where you need a nap. Cinnamon helps smooth that spike, giving you steady fuel. And second is unsweetened cocoa. This is a favorite of mine. It is packed with flavonols that help relax your arteries, improving blood flow to the brain. It is like widening the highway so more oxygen can get to your head. So, you have a choice each morning. You can have an empty cup, or you can have a cup that builds muscle, fights rust, repairs structure, and clears the fog. But I have to be honest with you, you can do all of these things. You can take the whey, the turmeric, the collagen, and you can still ruin it all with one simple mistake that I see almost every patient make. And it has nothing to do with what you add, but when you drink it. It is the wake-up trap. Most of us, and I was guilty of this for years, roll out of bed and head straight for the coffee pot. We think we need it to start the engine, but biologically, your body is already doing that work for you. In the first hour after you wake up, your cortisol levels naturally spike. It is your body's built-in alarm clock. If you drink caffeine right on top of that spike, two things happen. First, you interfere with that natural rhythm, which actually leads to a deeper energy crash in the afternoon. And second, caffeine on an empty stomach can irritate the gut lining, which becomes more sensitive as we age. So, here is the protocol I recommend to all my patients. When you wake up, drink a full glass of water first. Hydrate the system. Let your natural cortisol do its job. Wait about 60 to 90 minutes. Then have your coffee with your chosen additions. Think of it like letting your car idle for a moment on a cold morning before you hit the gas. It protects the engine, and ultimately that is what this is all about. It isn't really about the coffee or the whey or the turmeric. It is about what those things allow you to do. It is about the walk you want to take with your spouse without your knees complaining. It is about having the strength to lift your grandchild without thinking twice. It is about keeping your independence firmly in your own hands. Your morning cup is a small thing, but stacked up over 365 days, it becomes the foundation of a completely different future. If you found value in this, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a community here dedicated to aging not just gracefully, but powerfully. And if you want to know what to eat alongside that coffee to clear out the zombie cells that age you faster, I want you to watch this video next. It might just be the missing piece of the puzzle. I'll see you there.